Okay, June update. There I am, getting my earbuds out. After students left, I decided to conquer the bottom of the boat. We had it blasted, but that of course left a lot of work to be done. And so, most importantly, you see my little earbuds there and a respirator, keep the lungs clean and all the other fun stuff. But it really, that kind of work, I did a couple hours a day, which made it a lot easier. We didn't have the pressure of a yard and launch time and things. And it was fun, different than the systems work that I normally do and thinking and planning stuff out. It was a good opportunity every day to throw the gear on, go hit it in the morning when it was cool and make progress. I got caught up on my podcast, Andy Shell catching his alternator on fire and stuff like that. There's just tons of good media that you can do when you're doing this kind of work. And of course, sometimes just some good old music.
So you should go do what you love, do everything you're dreaming of, and as you grow, make life your own. Try to forget what you've been told.
So yeah, there was the process. I had to move some of the boat stands and finish sanding off the bottom paint where the jack stands were and along the water line. So I used some different stuff, but Tom Fisheries Supply said try this quick fair. And so a lot of 40 grit sanding to get it down. But the best thing to do was to go through and mix up. You can see all that uneven surface and some missing gel coat from the sandblasting. So you mix up this epoxy quick fair and it's really smooth and creamy. And so it's nice because you don't end up with a whole bunch of extra that you got to sand off. I just used a good sharp putty knife, steel blade. And there was some more of those little porous areas. So what worked best was to put, after everything was sanded, is to put and make sure there's nothing loose. Put the quick fair on and give it a sanding. And then we would put a coat of barrier down. And of course, come to find out, must be I was listening to too much music, I missed quite a few spots. But then it was really easy to see what we missed, and you just go back through and touch up those little spots and give it another sanding, and the barrier coat kind of held. And so that was the through hull that we had done, already glassed in, did a beautiful job. You can't even see it's there. And so this was kind of the fun part for me, was the last of the getting barrier on the entire bottom of the boat and peel the tape. And so you're just like, oh, nailed it. And so there's still a little bit more fairing to do. And then most of it has 1 to 2 coats of barrier coat already. We will do a whole nother barrier coat. And then unfortunately, because of the window, we will have to go back and sand it in the spring and do 2 more barriers and bottom paint so they chemically bond. So that was the windlass installation that we had to do because, well, not because, we had still a couple of students there at the end of June before I started working on the bottom. Our goal is to get this boat weather tight because we want to put the new mast on this fall. That's part of rigging class. So last year took it off, we painted it. This year we'll put it on. And we need to take the cover off it. So if you remember that episode where everything was getting a lot of rain on it, that was not good. So what we're gonna do is, for the windows, so we got a couple of other little things to do, but the big thing right now is the windows. Clifton made them. It took months to get the material, and then they're made. So now I'm going to take them all out, and which is what I'm doing here. And then there's all the old sealant that had to come off, and it's a mess, of course. And we've got a case of sealant sitting there, so it really should be a matter of, once it's cleaned up, wipe it down, just insert the new windows. So that's the plan. I'm going to take off on a little boat vacation, and later in August when I come back, resume on the window project. But I did take a buffing machine after I got them out and went around where the window glass is going to be with some heavy oxidation remover, and that will make it easier for when we do the final buff and wax on the cabin top. So that's the update. Thanks for watching.